Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Italian Spotlight, brought to you today by Spalumbos. And joining me is Luigi De Somma, who is principal of the Calgary Italian School. Thanks for joining us today, Luigi.
My pleasure to be here with you, Mario.
Okay, tell me, Luigi, first of all, how many years have you been principal of the school?
I've been principal at the school since 2008.
Okay. And
Yes.
were you
My
te
involvement with the school actually dates further back. I was teaching at the school prior to that since about the year 2000. So during those years, I was teaching a class, and then I was asked to take on the role of principal.
All right, wonderful. So let's talk about the school and some specifics about the school. Who's it for?
Who's it for?
Yeah.
That's a great question, Myra. The school is for everybody. It literally is for everyone. We welcome everyone at our school. It doesn't matter, age doesn't matter. We have kids as young as 5 and as old as you can go, literally. Octogenarians and so on. So literally our school is open to everyone. You don't have to be of Italian background. In fact, many of our adult students are not of Italian background. So quite literally, our doors are open. Obviously, the objective is to promote, diffuse, and give an opportunity to all to experience the Italian language and Italian culture.
Okay, couple of specifics, Luigi. First of all, when does the school year run?
Well, we run from mid-September. Classes run from mid-September to sometimes the end of May, sometimes the beginning of June. It really all depends on the number of classes that we can accommodate during that school year. As you know, we are open on Saturdays for our kids classes and some adult classes as well. So we have for many years now tried to avoid having classes on long weekends. So we try and fit in the required number of hours, so to speak, during those Saturdays, which do not fall on a long weekend.
Yeah. How many students would you have in a typical year altogether?
Well, it's a great question, Mario, because we have been experiencing growth for a number of years. We have been experiencing growth. Of course, something happened during that little something in 2020 they called a pandemic. We on our own initiative decided to cut back on the number of students that we would enroll that year, so our numbers decreased substantially by a half. The following year we actually increased the numbers as things got better. And then last year, for all intents and purposes, was the first year, and I'm speaking of 2022 now, was the first year that we said, okay, let's open up and see how it goes. And the response, I have to be, I'm very grateful that it's been very, very significant. We are nearly back to the numbers that we had prior to the pandemic for students, for kids. And we've actually surpassed by a long shot the number of adults that have joined us on Saturdays and Tuesday evenings. So it's been going well. It's really well.
Give me a feel here. How many kids do you have this year? How many adults do you have?
Yes, this year we have total of about 280 students, 130 of whom are kids. And for the very first time, we have more adult students than kids enrolled in our programs. We'd like to see more kids, obviously, but we are certainly very excited over the fact that the adult population sees our school as something to be involved with, and we appreciate everybody coming along with us. We feel that ours is a community, and we try to create more of a family kind of atmosphere. Nothing too restrictive as far as protocols to follow, that sort of thing. And you are well aware of that, having been not necessarily as a participant, but having had 3 of your kids through coming through our program. You're very familiar with that.
Yeah. Tell me the cost. People will want to know, what does it cost to take?
It's big money. It's huge money. It costs $250 a year for kids, and $350 for adults to join our classes. By all accounts, it is one of the cheapest registration fees in the city. And of course, we are not there to make any money. We are fortunate to have other sources of income, which funding, I should say, which facilitate keeping our registration fees at a bare minimum for all intents and purposes.
Now, did I think I remember years ago talking about how you received some sort of funding from the Italian government. Do you still do?
Yes, absolutely. In the last couple of years, we have not, primarily because of perhaps a different funding formula that has been used, but traditionally we have been recipients of funding from the Italian government.
Yeah.
And that is not to say that we won't be in the future, but in the last couple of years, we have not.
And for parents out there, can you explain to them about the children and the credits that the children get for going to Italian school?
Excellent.
Regular school.
So a quick breakdown. We offer classes starting from kindergarten age. So if you're 5 years old, you can join us. The classes are basically designated according to age. So 5-year-olds will be in a certain level, 6-year-olds in another level, and so on. Depending, of course, again, on the numbers of registrants that we have for that particular class. In some cases, we may have to have a split class situation. Now, what's really of interest and I think attractive for some of our students, at least, is the incentive that once you reach a certain age, you can register in our credit courses, which are Italian 10, 20, 30, which are courses available in several of our high schools in the city. And I'm speaking in particular about the Catholic school system. Wow. They are available in the city as they are throughout the province in Edmonton and so on. But these are accredited courses, and at the end of which you receive 15 credits for having followed courses with us. Yeah.
Perfect. Last question I had for you, Luigi, is now we know that the Italian school, its home is at the Calgary Italian Club, or Italian Cultural Centre. But
recent name
there.
change.
Tell me what's important about what you guys do in the sense that this isn't just about learning how to speak a language, right? It's you guys talk about culture and a way of life. Can you explain why that's all?
Well, you're absolutely right, Mario, because as you all know, a language and culture goes hand in hand. Is language part of culture? Is culture part of the language? But the two are inextricably really intertwined. So we try, first of all, to promote and put on a number of activities which foster and which promote cultural activities which are pertinent to the Italian, to our Italian heritage. So we certainly go have activities such as Befana, for instance, which would be the equivalent of Santa Claus to the more northern cultures of Santa Claus. We have Festa delle Regioni, which promotes, which is happening this coming on our last day of school on the 1st of June, which give an insight into the various regions of Italy, the 20 regions of Italy, and all that they offer. We have Carnevale, which is, of course, loosely connected with Halloween, so to speak, in that, of course, it's more connected with the carnival of made famous by cities such as Venice and Rio de Janeiro and so on. So we do try and promote all sorts of cultural activities which are pertinent to our heritage. Yeah. Of course, given that we are housed in the cultural center, this makes it even easier for us to access those kinds of activities which the cultural center puts on. And we are extremely fortunate to have this. We're blessed for all intents and purposes. That is the best word that I can think of, to be able to use the facilities in the cultural center, because it's not every heritage school which has that opportunity.
All right, and super. And Saturday, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the school, and so lots of stuff going on there. Thanks very much, Luigi, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Mario. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
All right, that was Luigi De Somma, principal of the Calgary Italian School. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Italian Spotlight, brought to you today by Spalumbo's. Thanks for joining us.